right, let's do this, y'all. You see the title? You see the topic? What's up, y'all? All right, so we seen that disgusting and traumatizing, to tell you the truth, that traumatizing event that happened in Texas. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we got to understand, man, like repeatedly seeing our people get murdered in the streets is a traumatizing thing. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting that they can allow us to watch that on Facebook, but if you say something, you know what I'm saying, that's truthful, that's good for your people, you'll be banned. You feel me? But they'll allow us to see this trauma. So what I want to speak about is react or respond. Now, some of these jewels or someone I got from the big homie, very wise brother, react or respond. Let me tell you the difference between reacting and responding. See, reacting is something that you do that's pretty much based on emotion, and it's based directly and controlled by the event that happened that makes you react. To respond is to respond based on your own intelligence and knowledge. That's the difference between react and respond. If you get shot in the shoulder, your reaction is going to be, ow, hold your shoulder. The response would be to get it medically taken care of. The solution. That's the response. So let me just say this, man. And really, I'm not really concerned with anybody who might be offended by this. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell you my feelings, my opinions, based upon real shit, real events. What's up, Mac? What's up, sis? Peace, Queen. So, you know, we see these kind of things, and it's a cycle, right? Every so often, we see one of our people gunned down on the street by the police. We get mad. We get on social media. Oh, yeah, we start blaming each other. It's the black man's fault that they're doing this. It's the black woman's fault. It's her fault. She shouldn't have this and that. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? We're upset about it, as we should be. You know what I'm saying? We're traumatized about it, which is understandable. However, if we don't respond properly, the cycle doesn't get broken. So let me give you some examples. Because we speak about being on code all the time. You know what I'm saying? We speak about understanding how we have to collectively move. And I'm mostly speaking to those who claim that they're conscious, who have these fancy names. We got these Hotepian names, these Kemetic names. We claim these ancestors. We claim this Israelite or this Moorish. We claim all these divine principles. But that don't mean shit if it's not followed up by actions. So in other words, I will have more respect for somebody who doesn't know, who hasn't been exposed to this information, than some of y'all who react without responding to the situation and the challenges that our people are going through every damn day. You know what I'm saying? You're so upset about what's happening. You want to blame this. You want to be upset about this shit. But yo, look, ask yourself what you're doing before you blame this organization for not doing enough to stop these kind of things. Remember, an organization is only as strong as the people in it. And if there's not support, what can you really expect to get done? See, the police officers have support. Even if they murder us down, they got support from the community, from their people. They got financial support. They got encouragement. They got what's necessary to operate. But some of the same people that's complaining about these things that continuously happen are the same people who won't get involved in any kind of way. Look, everybody ain't got to do the same thing. We ain't all got to move the exact same way. That's not what's important. What's important is that we're moving. You know what I'm saying? So some of the same people who's complaining about, you know, the fact that black men and women get locked up at such an enormous rate, and that these white boys get off with murder and rape and all this other shit, are the same ones that'll tell you they ain't going to jury duty. Same ones telling you they don't want to go to jury duty, but then they're complaining when a brother goes to jail for life for something he didn't do, but he didn't have a jury of his peers there. Look, man, all this blaming everybody else, we're done with that. It's 2019, man. We know who the fucking problem is, and we should know at this point that the solutions are within ourselves, that we have the responsibility and the capability to actually have proper response. At this point, you have to know that. You might not want to hear that because it's not as fun to actually have to roll up your sleeves and get some work done where you could just blame the white man and all this kind of shit. I understand. But that anger ain't enough. I'm sorry. It's not enough. Hating white folks ain't going to be enough. Hotepian names, that's not going to be enough. You have to have a response. Start tapping in. You should be tapped in to the community and some of the organizations that are doing things in the community. Real. But we get off cold. I mean, it's funny because Farrakhan got banned from social media. So many of our people went on the attack. Yeah, fuck him and this and that, and he this and that, and shit you don't know what you're talking about. Shit that's really off code. But you don't understand that the direct relationship between us having a voice and being able to fight the propaganda and tell the truth and organize and mobilize, and us being shot down, there's a direct fucking relation. I'm gonna try not to use cuss words on this one, but there's a direct relation. Anytime there's a war, anytime there's warfare, then you have media, you have misinformation, you know what I'm saying, that goes first. So first you neutralize the target audience. You dehumanize them. You call them terrorists or insurgents or things that don't directly relate to being a human being. That's what you do. That's what they've been doing to us. That's why they're taking our voices off of social media and the media. So as y'all sit up here and complain about what you don't understand or what you don't like about Farrakhan, as they neutralize these voices, that's just one. Once they neutralize a voice like that, everybody else is food. Know that. I see you calling, Mac. You see I'm in the middle of this thing, man. So there's, you know what I'm saying, there's a direct relationship in warfare. The first thing you do is a propaganda campaign. The first thing you do is get support from your people who you need to support you, and you dehumanize those who you want to target. Therefore, when they end up dead, nobody's complaining because you've already brought them to a level of not even being human. This is being done to us, and has been done to us in this country for generations. So you should never, ever be celebrating when one person who you don't agree with, that has helped millions of people who have done enormous things for decades, for scores at that, and you want to celebrate our enemies attacking him. And then you wonder why we look like food to these people. But you don't want to get involved. Nipsey Hussle, murdered by a shitty cuz. By a fucking shitty cuz. But yet and still, no matter what, the receipts that he left, building STEM programs and tech programs and buying the block, we still had some of you wannabe so-called conscious Hotepian, Israelite, Moorish, whatever the hell you call yourself. We still had y'all banging on Nipsey Hussle, a dead man. What the fuck? Who does that? Yeah, y'all banging. Oh yeah, he wasn't really black, or he's not really dead. He was part of Illuminati. Oh, he was a Crip. He called a woman a bitch. You want to bang about petty shit, but then you act like you support Malcolm X, like you would really have supported a Malcolm X who made a transition from being a pimp, drug dealer, robber, had white women, did everything that us conscious people say you ain't supposed to do. He did that. And then he changed his life. But you act like you riding with him, but you can't ride with the Malcolm X's of the day. Cut it out. It's easy to say that you was riding with somebody when they've been gone for 60 years. It's easy to hindsight to look at somebody and be like, yeah, I would have fucked with, but you wouldn't have really fucked with him. If there was a Facebook when Malcolm X was coming up, y'all would have dragged him. He may have never been able to get to where he got to. Because most of y'all wouldn't have been supporting him. Cut it out, man. Y'all say that shit and then y'all ain't even doing nothing in his name. You ain't doing nothing. You sitting around Hotepian this and that all on the internet. When it comes time to actually do some work, some organizing, you ain't nowhere to be found. You use petty things to neutralize black organizations, black nationalist activities. You do things to disrupt, neutralize, undermine those people and organizations as if that wasn't one of the damn goals in the counterintelligence program of 1967. You act like you wonder why I call most of y'all agents. Because it don't matter if you're getting a government check, if you're operating in that same capacity, the effect is the same. It's the same. See, right now we're on remote control. It's like the Matrix. We've been programmed. We got these Agent Smiths. They don't know they're Agent Smiths, man. They're just running around doing their, you know what I'm saying? They're just bots running around doing their thing. Sometimes they take these fancy names so you can't really detect them right away. But it's easy to drag them out on social media. It's easy to cut the grass and the snakes will show. All you gotta do is put something black empowerment and watch how many people negative. Oh, we can't do that. They won't let us do that. Oh yeah, well, how long will that truce last in LA? Shit like that. Put negative energy into your own fucking movements and then you're complaining about what we're going through. Well, damn it, you're helping. Matter of fact, we got to bang on you first. We got to get you out the way. We got to separate from y'all and some of y'all that are really in the fucking way, because we can't get to the white man and all that kind of shit when y'all Negroes are in the way. There's a movement being hatched right now. There's a movement that's gaining momentum, regardless of what you don't see on the mainstream media. There is a movement that's catching momentum. So y'all want to go against the grain, y'all going to get trampled. I don't want to hear none of that shit about, oh yeah, you can't do that to your own people. Bullshit. Those ain't my people. Those are not my people. Skin folk ain't all kin folk, man. We got to make a distinction at this point in time between who's with us and who's not with us. Period, point blank. All this religious divide, all these different, oh, that's just petty. That's nothing. Yeah, I know I've been involved in some of that banging, some of this rhetoric. I get it. Sometimes it's fun. You know, it is what it is, but we got to keep that where it's supposed to be, and that's just over there. On the real talk, it's going to take a collective movement, and I know all of our people ain't going to be down. That's okay. But those of y'all who act like you are conscious, who act like you are about this shit, who have these fancy names, y'all should be the first ones that's getting down with the get down. But don't y'all sit up here and tell me how y'all ready to ride and go Nat Turner, but you won't even go to a fucking meeting so you could probably be ready for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And remember, when you speak all that extra hype shit, you're only blowing up the spot. It's like selling fake dope on the block, man. You sell fake dope on the block, you're making the cops hot still. And now you're fucking up the money because people ain't trying to fuck with the block. I'm just saying this just so anybody can understand what I'm saying. It's the same thing when y'all get up on here. We didn't just go and kill these police. We didn't just go and whoa. Motherfucker, you ain't ready for no Nat Turner, no Haiti shit. Because if you was ready for some Nat Turner or some Haiti shit, then you should get the first lesson of Nat Turner and Haiti, and they didn't talk about that shit on Main Street. They didn't go to the Facebook of their day to plot to say no stupid shit like that. Nat Turner went to the deep woods when they was hatching their plan. Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture and them, they went to the swamps. But y'all want to talk all this extra hot shit, making the block hot, but y'all ain't ready to do some real, just practical, simple things. Some simple, practical things. Y'all ain't ready to do that, but y'all ready. But I'm supposed to trust y'all to stand next to me in fucking war. Fuck out of here, man. Cut that shit out. Like I said, war ain't just about warfare, I should say, is not just about bullets. That's like the last stage, one of the last stages. The first stage is information. Then it's economics. The information is going to determine who's with you and who's not. The information is going to allow you to neutralize and dehumanize your enemies so that people won't feel some kind of way. These are the same strategies that go against us right now. This is why when Trayvon Martin was killed, the first thing they did is check his blood for drugs. So they could find any reason to say that this man deserved, this young child deserved to be killed. It's the same damn thing. So when y'all go against the grain and y'all are happy that somebody who represents you gets banned off Facebook, somebody who's telling the truth, somebody who the world recognizes as a messiah, I don't give a fuck what you think. The world recognizes this. That's why he gets treated like a king when he goes to other countries. So I'm saying if you don't agree with his politics, you don't agree with his religion, that's cool. But you look at the millions of people who the Nation of Islam has helped throughout these generations, and you tell them that man ain't worth nothing. You're shitting on them. You're shitting on people who woke up and now getting active and actually doing some things. All that is relatable and directly related to what happened in Texas, to what happens all over this country every day. Because if we don't have enough respect to be on code and to actually get involved, or at least support those who are, or at least shut our damn mouth when we don't agree with one of our leaders, if we don't have enough respect and love for ourselves to do that, how the fuck do you expect someone else to have respect or any kind of value for you or us? It don't happen like that. The Jewish community, if somebody goes against them, they're all riding together. Ain't nobody that's going against that shit gonna get any kind of airtime, or they ain't gonna be dumb enough to put that shit on social media. How many times have you seen some of these Jewish cats say that, you know, they don't like the fact that rabbis are sucking babies' dick or that they're transporting organs? How many times have you heard them go against the grain publicly for that? But y'all mad at Nipsey Hussle because he's a Crip. Y'all mad at Farrakhan because he's Islam, despite the good works. You ain't on code, man. You're reacting and not responding. You're not understanding the big picture. You need to change your name back to Toby. Fuck out of here. Don't disrespect my ancestors by using their names. Don't disrespect the legacies of different kingdoms and different ideologies. Don't disrespect that shit. Don't taint that shit with your bullshit, man. This ain't about everybody has to do the same thing. It's just about we have to do something. Or don't complain. That's all I'm saying. Just shut the fuck up and go along with the get along. We don't need you just complaining about this and that. But then when it's time to get work, you ain't ready to do nothing. You ain't ready to support nothing. My brother he posted something about what if black police protected us from white police, something like that. And of course, it was all negative. It's just an easy, simple way to see who's really not with us, who's really thinks very little of themselves and our people. Oh yeah, they wouldn't have a job. Now, let's just go ahead and unpack that. So what you're really implying by those kind of statements, you're basically saying that if black police decided to stand up against white police, they wouldn't have a job. What do you mean they won't have a job? Oh, you mean the city won't pay them? Who gives a fuck? They would have a job. Why wouldn't they have a job? We should be, if that something like that happens, we should be supporting them. What are you talking about? Spend all of our money on this bullshit, $1 trillion economy, 98% of it going to people who don't give a fuck about you. But you're telling me that black police, if they stood up against white police for us, if they stood up against like that white police that shot that black woman down in Texas the other day, you're telling me that they wouldn't have a job? What you're telling me is that you wouldn't be willing to support them. So it ain't no wonder why the new Black Panther Party don't get the proper support that we should get. It's because of that mentality. Some of y'all don't want to join the new Black Panther Party because they're anti-Semitic, which isn't true. However, if it was true, what the fuck does that have to do with the work that we do in the communities that benefits you? Do you think Jewish people are not going to join Jewish organizations just because some Jewish people owned slaves for centuries and still do? And do all kinds of other treachery? No, they're going with best self-interest. All these whack-ass excuses I'm hearing. People don't want to tap in. Oh, yeah, well, something happened in 2015 in Atlanta where, some brothers tried to invade the space of a new Black Panther Party National Summit, and they got their ass kicked, as they should have, and they struck the first blows. But niggas out there, oh, man, you shouldn't have beat them down that bad. The fuck you mean, man? Y'all ain't ready for it. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If you're a dishwasher, wash the fucking dishes. But don't come into the board meeting when the architects are sketching out a plan for a black nation and start telling us what we need to do and what we need to not do. No, what you need to do is wash and dry the fucking dishes, man. Take this cup with you on the way fucking out, man. Stay in your goddamn lane. That's all I'm saying. This ain't no attack on anybody. I'm saying just stay in your lane. Let's do what we do and do it collectively. If you're not built for certain things, you don't have to do certain things. But everybody has a skill and a passion and something within them that they can contribute. And it'd be better to do that in a small way than to sit back and watch and complain about what's going on and not do anything, because all you're really indicating, the only signal and message you're really giving to other people is that you really don't care about your own people. I was up in the store yesterday where some lady thought it was appropriate to call one of our people a nigger. So I went up there just to express that the community doesn't appreciate that, blah, blah, blah. A brother walks in. I'm telling him what's going down, like, yo, you might not want to come here. Whoop, 7-Eleven's right there. Blah, blah, blah's right there. You know what I'm saying? And I told him what happened, and he just like, almost like he didn't care. I'm like, man, I understand you're already here. Get what you get. I'm saying in the future, blah, blah, blah. He kind of shrugged it off like he can give a care less. I'm just saying, if we continue to show that we don't care about ourselves, about our people, about our situation, and that we're not willing to do anything, then you cannot be surprised when they keep gunning us down in the streets. That's not to blame that sister. That's not to blame us. But collectively, we have a responsibility. There are actions that we can take to properly respond, not react, to properly respond to make a difference. For instance, man, I've been talking to y'all about this for like the last 4 years now. So y'all know in Washington State, we got a law changed that doesn't allow police to hide behind the I fear for my life bullshit, right? Now look, the law passed, man. It took us 3 years. This was headed by Andre Taylor, but the whole community came by, including the new Black Panther Party, supported. I probably got hundreds of signatures myself. Just myself, not even including the comrades. What I'm saying is this. He responded. His brother was murdered. He responded. He organized. He got the people behind him. This is somebody who, like Malcolm X, been to the prison, been on the other side, doing other shit that we wouldn't find appropriate, changed his life, came on some real gangster shit, and got some shit done politically. And there's people out there that don't like him because of his past. What I'm saying is, some of y'all who act like you down with this Malcolm X shit, you ain't down with the real damn Malcolm X's that are operating right now. But my point is, in the state of Washington, we got the law changed. We got malice intent stricken out the law. So now they can't hide behind the I fear for my life. They can't hide behind none of that shit. Now they can be prosecuted like anyone else. Now it's one thing to get it passed and another thing to get it actually, what do you call that? Instated, actually get it enforced. So now the process is to make sure that it gets enforced. But it's a step. It's a step. These are things that can happen in your state too. If it happened in Washington State, you know how few black people in Washington State compared to the other states in the country. You can't tell me we can get that kind of shit done. You know what I'm saying? But the only problem is when we start making these kind of moves, we have too many people that'll tell our people don't vote. We have too many people that'll tell our people don't do jury duty. You got too many people that'll tell our people, well, yeah, that's a good idea, but look at that guy used to be a pimp. How can we trust him? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bullshit. What are you talking about, man? Every goddamn politician up there right now in Washington comes from a history of criminals. We're talking about criminals in the Prohibition era, JFK, Donald Trump, several others. Or we're talking about criminals who actually did an international crime called slavery against our people, parlayed their money into some legitimacy. But y'all don't call them out, though. But you want to talk about a brother who maybe used to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, that's now doing things, but you ain't doing shit. You don't have the right to speak on this shit and give instructions if you ain't doing shit. Yeah, progress is not going to be overnight. I drove to New York, and I'm just showing you this. This is just progress. I'm just showing you just, saying how we have to look at this shit. That's why Nip said the marathon, man. It's a marathon. This shit is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I drove to New York. Now, if I was going to take the mentality that some of y'all take, I could have stopped at, the first stop where I got some gas and be like, yo, man, this ain't working, man. We ain't in New York yet. No, I had to fill the tank, check the car, make sure everything's cool, make sure it's good. Whoop, whoop. We had to continue the path. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all act like this shit's supposed to happen overnight. You want to hold the Nation of Islam accountable. You want to hold the new Black Panther Party accountable. You want to hold other individuals and organizations accountable for not being able to solve every problem in our community, but you don't want to roll up your sleeves and support. That don't make no sense. Or start your own damn organization, or just do your own damn work by yourself. Whatever it takes, whatever you're comfortable with, just do the shit. But to sit around and complain about situations that we can change, that's childlike. To sit around and flame each other over superficial things, that makes us look like we're not even worthy of respect. Of course, it's easy for these motherfuckers to shoot us down. They already got that in them, but we ain't helping the situation. If we could, listen, man, if we can go against those who they respect, maybe they don't like, but they damn sure respect and fear Farrakhan. They damn sure respect and fear the new Black Panther Party. That's why they don't put us on the air. They don't even want people to know we exist. They don't even want people to know Farrakhan exists. As much as they go against Farrakhan, they rarely will show a clip of him. Because they know just to show that clip on the air, people are going to want to reference what lecture that was when they take a little sound bite that's out of context to try to say he's anti-Semitic or hateful. They know if they place place that actually on the air, people will get to that, and see that they're full of shit. So my point is, look, please understand why it's important to get on code. Being off code is what makes us vulnerable. Period, point blank. It makes us vulnerable. It makes us easy to pick off and murder. It makes it easy for them to continue to falsely educate us. It makes it easy for them to know that they could disrespect us and we'll still buy their damn products. Shows that we ain't really got no love or respect for ourselves. We ain't even got no dignity. Be doing that kind of shit. And some of y'all who are participating in this shit are the same ones who's claiming that you're some fancy shit like an Israelite or a Moor or Kemetic or whatever. Oh, your name is Amenhotep, Ra, Yashala, Bay, whatever the fuck. But it really should just be Toby. I don't even want to go there, man. Let me see what some of y'all are saying. So, can't hear me? Y'all hear me? No fam. No sound of me. Judah, what's up, man? Shalom, family. Yeah, we could do. Hey, we got to do that thing. Let's have that discussion on Black Guy Stand Radio. Can y'all hear me? I think Max is tripping. I hope y'all can hear me, man. Ain't about what you represent. Okay, so we can hear you. What's up, sis? What's up, Queen? All right, so yeah. Jeremiah Judah, we gotta do that. We gotta do that show that we was talking about, man. Very important. Okay, so Judah said he heard me. I think we're done. Unknown error, huh? Interesting. Very interesting, man. I don't know if y'all can still hear me, man. It's saying that it's trying to reconnect. If you can hear me, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and close this off, man. Regardless. Bless us. Yeah. All right, anyway, I'm out, y'all. If y'all like the message, share it. If y'all got something to chime in. You know what I'm saying? Just get involved, whatever you do, man. I can't instruct you what to do. I would say New Black Panther Party is a good start. I would say anything in your community that's doing something positive, support it. At least be tapped into it. Or if you have something that you can contribute on your own, do that, man. Start thinking collectively. Let's start responding and not so much reacting, man. Black Guy Stand Nation, Black Guy Stand Radio, New Black Panther Party. I'm out, man. Peace.